Hello students, today in 6th standard science, in 4th chapter the world of plants, we are going to discuss the topic habitat and its type. What is a habitat? Each and every organism needs a place to live and reproduce. Such a dwelling place is called as habitat. Generally we can classify habitat into two, that is terrestrial habitat and aquatic habitat. When we look into aquatic habitat, so all of you have went to a pond, right? When we look into the pond, we find lot of plants float on water. One of the common plants is the lotus. When we look into it, the stem of the plant is seen to be submerged inside the water, and its roots are found with muddy floor on the pond. So these are some example of aquatic plants. So these aquatic habitat includes areas that are permanently covered by water and the surrounding areas that are occasionally covered with water. When we look into the types of aquatic, we have two: freshwater habitat and marine water habitat. First is the freshwater habitat. Rivers, lakes, ponds, pools are some of the freshwater habitat. When we look into the example, water hyacinth, water lily and lotus are seen in freshwater habitat. In these, the plants are very much reduced in size and the stem and leaves have air chambers so that they allow the aquatic plants to flow in water. Next one is the marine water habitat. From the outer space, Earth looks like an blue marble. That's because of 70% of Earth's surface is covered by oceans. Oceans also support the growth of plants. When we look into the example, marine algae, sea grasses, marsh grasses and phytoplanktons are some of the example of marine water habitat. Next we shall discuss about the terrestrial habitat. What is a terrestrial habitat? They are the one which are found on land like forest, grassland and desert. When we look there, man-made habitats like farms, towns and cities were becoming a great world habitat. So when you look into the forest habitat, forest is a large area dominated by trees. Here we can see tropical forest, temperate forest and mountain forest. What about the annual rainfall? It is about 25 to 200 centimeter. When we look into grassland habitat, it is an area where the vegetation is dominated by grasses. When we look into the example, savanna grassland is an example for grassland habitat. Next one is a desert habitat. We know what is a desert. So where there is no water is called as desert. Deserts are the driest place on the earth and they receive rainfall less than 25 centimeter. Desert cover at least 20% of the earth, and when we look into the plants, they have thick leaves that store water and minerals. The plants like cactus store water in their stem and the leaves are reduced to spines. These have long roots and they deeply get buried into the soil. Just for example, that is the kind of desert that I have given: hot dry desert, semi-arid desert, coastal desert and cold desert. Typical examples that are found in deserts are cactus, agave, aloe and bryophyllum. These are the types of habitat. Next we shall move on to the plant adaptations and modifications. We have already known that what are adaptations. It are the special features in which the plant themselves adapt themselves to change their living style in order to survive for a long period of time. Here we will be discussing about three major adaptations found in terrestrial and desert habitat. The first one is the tendril climbers. What is a tendril? It is a twinning climbing organ of some weakened stem plant like peas and bitter gourd. So these tendril coils round a support and helps the plant to climb. Example is sweet pea and bitter gourd. Next one is the twinners. Some plants have weak stems and they cannot stand straight of their own. So they search for a climb or a support to survive themselves. Example is clitoria and jasmine. Third type of adaptation is thorns. Leaves of some plants become wholly or partially modified into sharp pointed structures called thorns or spines. When we look into the example, agave, the leaf apex and the margins are modified into thorns, same as in opuntia and bougainvillea. So these are some of the adaptations that are seen in plants in terrestrial and desert habitat. Hope you all understood this class. We shall meet with a new topic in the next class. Thank you.